Imitation by Elijah Pestana. Fill in the blank. What do you see? Blank is the best form of flattery, while blank but never duplicated. Think you can guess it? I give you a hint. It's the topic of this very video. That's right. Imitation is the best form of flattery and imitated but never duplicated. We use these phrases all the time. Why? Because imitation is basically all around us. We imitate from birth when we want to learn how to tie a tie from our father. We imitate through expression when we want to design our room based on a magazine or looking at our neighbor's house or recommendation from a friend. We see imitation through music. There you have two clips and see if you could see the similarities. This is Coca-Cola, baby. And here we have Daft Punk. Now, are they copying each other? No, it's different genres completely, but they're using samples, which is a great form of imitation that you see throughout art. And what does it mean for us? It means that we as humans wish to copy what we approve in others. We use imitation as a learning mechanism throughout our lives. And what I see is that within these examples, imitation requires a subject or a motif that could be used to see a particular text or an individual, right? Now we know what it means, but where did it originate? Imitation comes from the Latin word imitatio, meaning copying or emulating. Roman scholars use it as a teaching device to teach their students to remember influential works and ideas of the period. The student would break down the text, analyzing its meaning, and then delivering their own interpretation to the instructor. So, for an example, to our left, we have Julius Caesar Salad wanting to give a quote for his young Augustus Octavian, his nephew. So, the quote is, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day, thou more lovely and more temperate?" Octavian gets the quote, memorizes it, analyzes it, and practices it, and even incorporates it in his daily life. And then when he's ready to deliver his magnum opus, and which is, "My love, you so fine, your beauty is like summer vacation." Of course, not all imitations are great, and sometimes can come with dire consequences, like maybe naming yourself after a rainy month. At least it's not a salad, right? This amusing example presents both the historical and theoretical applications of imitation. Now we have to see, what does it mean for rhetoric, right? Well, if somebody sees the influences you are using, like imitation, they themselves can understand and appreciate the artistic proofs of your argument. Imitation is used as a rhetorical analysis to understand the particular text, like using the figure of speech or patterns of arrangement. It finds the content that helps aid your work. Remember, you're not copying content of the original, but you're supplying it towards a new form. And help with one's arrangement and style because you're incorporating reading, writing, and speaking all in one form, so you can really practice your understanding of the text. Now, we emulate who we imitate, right? That's a big form of imitation. And I have three people who I imitate and I really emulate a lot, not by what they do, but how they've acted. I have Jack and John, I call them Jack and Mom, who were my favorite drama teachers in high school, and they always taught me to teach with compassion and to being true to myself as a performer. We also had Chuck Strauss, who is a editor for the Miami New Times and a teacher in FIU, and he teaches me the importance of journalism while mentoring me and showing how it's important for local communities. And of course, a person I really admire a lot within this semester was our professor, Brennan Dixon, who instills in us in our class that data and graphs is not logos. Without joking aside, he's not only showing that, but he's also showing that installing the concept of rhetoric is important as a tool in communications. Whether you had a mentor or a public figure that you admire, you inherently take their morals and make them your own. And that's a concept that we see a lot in imitation. Now, imitation versus originality. Imitation is a great tool for writing because you're taking something and just making it greater, right? As Voltaire says, original people borrowed from one another. And also, imitation helps develop writers to use their voice over time, like this great quote here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to do it in the discussion. Enjoy your day, guys. Here are my references.